Do you have your resume ready in hand to present to your future employers? It should be worth noting that a resume lets your employer know all about your achievements in the past and gets you a good understanding about who they are hiring. If anyone is serious about getting a full-time career and making a lot of money, then it is essential to have a strong resume that your employer can use to understand you better. Anyone who is serious about getting started on the path to success needs to understand the importance of having a good resume. A good resume can give you a chance to elaborate on your past successes and brag to your employer about your assets you can bring to the company. A resume should showcase accomplishments and talents. There are 4 main types of resumes that can effectively showcase your accomplishments and talents. They are chronological, functional, combinational, and targeted. Why go through the effort of making a resume? Many people are aware that once college ends, it's time to start looking at careers that will benefit you and your family in the best way possible. To get ahead of your competition, it is important to fabricate a strong resume that informs your future employer about who they are hiring. The interview process is obviously the surefire way to acquire the job which you're applying for. Many people make the mistake of not including strong achievements that separate them from their peers. Most people have a resume ready in hand, but don't know if it's going to stand out. A good resume will include a high school GPA, college GPA, honors achievements, and community services. Good resumes are boring, and your employer will skip over your resume if it is similar to everyone else's. Don't be afraid to be different, but not scattered. An impressive resume, on the other hand, will prompt your employer to give you a call for the interview. A resume that will shock your employer has to include letters of recommendation, collegiate achievements, awards from any of the sports clubs, and previous employers' honest reviews. If your resume has these traits included in it, then you will be guaranteed an interview for your dream career. It may be awkward to brag about yourself to someone who is hiring you. Employers are looking for people that aren't afraid to be headstrong and confident. Without confidence in an interview can lead to you just being another person that wants the job. Resumes give the interviewee a chance to elaborate on previous triumphs. During the interview, it is important to let the employer know why you can change their company. Don't stretch out the truth about your achievements because later on, if your employer finds out, they will lose trust in you. Be upfront with your resume and be completely honest. Susan Kims informs that if you don't want your employer to know something about your past, it is best not to lie because resume fraud is very illegal. An employer will most likely do a background check on you after you leave, and if you lie, expect not to get a second phone call. Choosing the right type of resume is also important. Be sure to stay confident and study your resume well. Allison Doyle mentions that the 4 types of resumes are chronological, functional, combinational, and targeted. Chronological lists your work history in order from past to present or vice versa. Functional resumes focus on your traits and skills and showcase your achievements. Combination resume will include skills and experience first and then work history. Lastly, a targeted resume highlights everything you would want your employer to see and know about yourself. Having a strong resume can potentially strike up conversations with your employer. Putting together a resume takes tedious work, and deciding how to put it together can be very difficult. There are small tips to help make a good resume even better. John Berkowitz says, employers will look at your resume and look for small things such as short-term jobs. Try not to list every job you have ever had. Everyone makes mistakes. Check to make sure you don't have any spelling errors. Jeff Berger indicates not to bring up every achievement you have accomplished. This comes across as indecisive to the employer. Other than double-checking your resume, how do you construct a great resume? Make your heading something exciting to read. Summarize your objectives. Zach Clayton educates that your employer knows your objective is to get a job, so don't overdo it. Choose carefully about job experience. If you have had too many jobs, it will look like you can't hold a job. Spend time choosing achievements. Decide which ones are important. Strong vocabulary helps too. Words such as determined, motivated are very good word choices. Education degrees are an obvious statement to put on resumes as well. Put down community service hours you have completed. Employers like someone that helps the community. Look over your resume before you submit it. Everybody makes mistakes. Resumes are what can make or break what gets you an interview or even the job. Don't be afraid to have confidence and tell your employer about your past successes. Have an outgoing resume so your employer will give you a chance for an interview. Study your resume and stay confident in yourself.